Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel as Mike's Talks and Thoughts here. We are here today with The Walking Dead finale, season 11, episode 24, Rest in Peace review here. And right off the bat, before getting into anything else, I absolutely loved this finale. I'm not sure if this would rank among my top 10 finales of all time, but this was just such a heartwarming, good feeling, satisfying ending to the show, as well as leaving a lot of interpretation up for these spin-off shows and a lot of questions to be answered with them. So I think it did a really great job in balancing both of those aspects. But before I get into the full details of the finale here, I would like to preface this and say, if you have not seen The Walking Dead from season 1, episode 1 until the finale here, do not watch this video. This video will contain spoilers for everything in The Walking Dead, so just be prepared for that. I will be talking about spoilers from the finale here and giving thoughts on it and what this means going forward for the series. Honestly, like I said, this was a beautifully done finale. So at the start of the episode, we still are dealing with the Commonwealth at this point. You know, the walkers coming in, invading, and them trying to figure out a way that they can, you know, tame the situation. Also, the whole deal with Pamela. I thought that Pamela was going to die in this episode, but there was a lot of great callbacks in this episode to many different things. And one of them, of course, being keeping Pamela alive here like they did with Negan in The Walking Dead earlier, how having a fate in prison is worse than death to them for these powerful leaders here. And I think they did a great job with that in Pamela. I think that's a great way to end her story. I loved just, we get this shock at the beginning with Jules and Luke, of course, both dying. And, you know, I think that that was pretty cool because a lot of people online were predicting like a huge massacre, like 10, 15 characters were going to die. I didn't think that at all. I thought that maybe 1 to 3 really big characters were going to die, and it was going to be like that, and that's how they did it, and I prefer that they did it that way and having just the very few deaths, but those deaths mean so much here. And of course, the ultimate big one in this finale being Rosita here. Rosita dying here. You know, I thought they were doing another fake out at first when she fell and got, you know, back up and everything, and I thought they were doing a fake out, which I wasn't a big fan of when I thought that originally, but then when they revealed that she actually got bit when she fell, I was like kind of relieved that they didn't do the fake out, but I was so sad because Rosita was one of my favorite characters. But I think they did such a great job wrapping up her story, and I think a lot of people predicted that she was going to die in this episode, and they did a really great job, again, wrapping up her story with her daughter, Coco, Gabriel, Eugene, and everyone else in the story. I think they did it really well, and honestly, so great to see. And I just think they did a really great job of handling the whole end of the Commonwealth. Like, I was really nervous that they weren't going to be able to tie that all together really well with, you know, them trying to wrap up everyone's story here. And I absolutely loved it. Something that they just did. They worked their magic in this final episode, and it just paid off. And I just really loved this episode. And in this, we see this huge explosion that they all make. That was absolutely epic. I don't know how many people are going to like the CGI for that because it was a little bit wonky at points. But I thought it was absolutely epic, man. Just the fuel and lighting them all up and lighting everything on fire to get rid of the walkers here was absolutely incredible. That's a badass way to do it. And then one thing that I absolutely loved from this episode, like I said, the callbacks were great. Of course, Daryl referencing The Walking Dead. Of course, Negan referencing Pamela here. And of course, bringing back Glenn when Judith is in the hospital and Daryl puts the hospital bed in front of her room, reminiscing of Shane and Rick. And there's a whole big theory on that, whether Shane did that to stop the walkers from coming in or for preventing Rick from coming out. So that was really great, and there was a lot more other parallels that I probably missed, but those were just the ones that stood out to me. And one of my favorite things from this episode was the Maggie and Negan conversations, especially the second one they had where Maggie just lets him know everything about Glenn, and it was so powerful, and you could just see the amazing acting between Lauren Cohen and Jeffrey Dean Morgan here, and really building them into their spinoff that they're going to be in just adds another layer, and it was phenomenally done. That was probably, besides the ending here, like my favorite part of the episode was the whole Maggie and Negan dynamic in this episode. I think that they have grown so much together, and they have done just such great work in season 11. I absolutely loved their conversation. Maggie pouring her heart out to Negan and letting him know everything. And it was just so fantastic, so well done, so emotional. So much emotion in this episode. As I mentioned about Rosita, after her passing, we get the 1-year time skip here, and we get to see everyone so happy and building this community. And we see back when Alexandria and the Commonwealth and people living in the different communities, and Ezekiel now as the governor, which I thought was a perfect choice, because you could really see in the last 3 episodes Ezekiel really giving these speeches and hyping up people and hyping up everyone. He is the perfect person to be the governor, to just, you know, lead the forces, lead the group, and it was absolutely incredible to see. They made a great choice with that. And of course, the big thing that everyone was wondering about, where's Rick? Where's Rick? Where's Michonne? Will they show up in this finale episode? And they do, but they leave it very, very ambiguous. You know, we're really still very curious on where they all are. We see Rick in the CRM bag, and we see Michonne here on her horse with the machete and going to this horde here at the end. It's really, really intriguing. I love the montage. The montage was great of all the characters who come and gone on the show. That was so beautiful. I loved it. Like I said, I absolutely love this finale. It was great. They really took a lot of the doubt out of my mind when they just put a satisfying conclusion while also leaving answers open for these new spinoffs to address. I loved seeing Rick and Michonne in the final part here, seeing Rick, you know, by the ocean side here, and the helicopter coming over, and just amazing. Seeing Rick again. I know a lot of people wanted to see Rick, including myself, but we all thought that he was going to be coming back in person in the Commonwealth, but no. I think that now the Rick and Michonne spinoff is going to deal with a lot of that, and that is one that has me intrigued. I'm not sure if I'm going to be watching the spinoffs here. We'll have to see how it goes, but I'm definitely intrigued with all 3 of them, Rick and Michonne, Maggie and Negan, and the Daryl Dixon spinoff, because, you know, Daryl in the end, he rides off on his bike, but as we know, his spinoff is in Paris, so how is he going to get to Paris? Thought the CRM was going to take him. We'll have to see how that goes. So this was just such a wonderfully done finale, and for season 11 episode 24, rest in peace, I'm giving this a 9.5 out of 10. Beautiful finale. It's almost even hitting that 10 mark. It was just so wonderfully done. Very few nitpicks, if anything. They just really nailed it. Nailed everything that The Walking Dead was about. It was absolutely awesome. Can't wait to watch it as well. If you haven't seen it yet, Talking Dead is going to be on after the finale here, so definitely check that out, or check it out on YouTube later on. Going to have all the cast members, like 40 different cast members, talking about their experiences and their time on the show. So Walking Dead, I have a lot of videos planned for you guys. Probably top 10 episodes, a characters tier list with some very special guests, and many other Walking Dead related content videos as the show is now officially wrapped up, as we look forward to more content from the show coming in 2023. So yeah, that's going to do it here, everyone. Take care and peace out.